Well, hello, Glue Troopers. Max of Maxsmodels here. Today I thought I'd do something just a little bit different. I was researching the CH-54 kit, and I found out that the name Tarhe is not the name of an Indian tribe. It's the name of a chieftain, a Winnenot chieftain, that was apparently the sole surviving one after a rather large battle with the American government in the late 1700s. And I was like, okay, I knew that the Army named its helicopters after Indian tribes except for the Cobra, but I didn't realize that Tarhe was an individual that was named after, and his nickname was the Crane, thus the Sky Crane being the Crane. And I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. I kind of rearranged the way I thought about things because, again, I thought I knew so much. Like I said the other day about the F-16N, I always thought the Navy never had F-16s, and oh yeah, they had the N model for their aggressor squadron. So this channel has never ceased to expand my horizons, my knowledge base and everything. And it got me thinking about the rewards I have received for running this channel. And there are a lot of them, but they fall into really kind of three major things that I can appreciate. The kind of going in reverse order, the third biggest thing would probably be the models themselves. The generosity of the Glue Troopers has been reward enough, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the wonderful stuff, mostly kits, but also building supplies, tips, advice on how to do things. That is, I'll say, the third greatest reward, and it is not a thing to be downplayed. These things come from the heart. I know it and I appreciate it. The second thing that would probably be the second biggest thing has been what I just mentioned, the constant expansion of my knowledge, learning more and more about the industry, and of course the things we build models of. You guys, I mean, this kind of started off as a kit model history channel, so my voracious love of information about the companies and the kits and the equipment never stops. And it has expanded considerably over time. So that's been the other big reward. But the biggest reward, bar none, without exception, has been you guys, the people. We're a lot of folks that like to share a hobby, and having that common interest is great. But I've also gotten to meet some of the luminaries of aviation and kit models and stuff through the channel, people I never would have met otherwise. Of course, I've gotten to do an interview with an astronaut, Mike Mullane, and I've gotten to meet people like speak with Tom Daniel, and we still exchange emails, the great kit designer, and speak with Jim Keeler and do Zoom chat. People like Jim Feason and others who have an incredible background in models. John Kidd over at Scale Car Garage, who, as you guys know, this channel's still here in no small way because of his encouragement, input in its earliest days, and so many other ones, and just the generosity of people. So many like Garfield and so many others that, and of course now that I'm on camera and I didn't write any notes because I always do this off the cuff, my brain is completely freezing on all the names, but you guys know who you are. Then we have folks like Paul Adams, who has given me countless amounts of information, some of which are made in the videos and some which are still out there to be made. I got to correspond at great length before we lost him to, of course, Andy Anchis, and who would spend all that time at Aurora. People who are these days not only historians of the industry, but in many ways luminaries in their own right in our little world. Steve over at Steve's Model Mania, who has if you pardon this, sort of the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, if for lack of a better analogy. And but also I want to give an especially big nod to Mike Mashat from Celebrating Aviation at Mike Mashat. Mike is the real deal, just like Jim and TD. He's been out in the industry, whereas TD and Jim are the big names in the kit model world. Mike's the big name in real world aviation and in the art industry. And you guys know my love affair with box art. And of course, he studied it under the great Jack Linwood. In fact, a Glue Trooper just sent me a link to an interview Mike did about the video was posted about 7 years ago, so I guess the interview is about 7 years old, that he did, I believe it's for the Riverside art community. But this is a professionally done thing. It's linked below. You're going to love it. Take the 10 minutes or whatever to go watch it. It's outstanding. And I just feel very, very fortunate. And I still get to see Mike from time to time, which is kind of the highlight of my travels, is when I get to go to Los Angeles and Mike and I get to spend some time together. And then you have all the other good people, like the meet and greet we did at the Proud Bird, and and Tommy and John from Ravel and all the others, and Bill and all those others who showed up. It just, these things just are the people are what make this worth doing. You're what makes this worth doing. And I don't mean to sound like an old Uncle Sam poster, I want you. But really, if it wasn't for you guys, I would just be a guy making videos for himself. And I just can't thank everyone enough. You guys, the Glue Troopers, and the people who contributed artwork, Matt Teven and Noel Domingo, who did Gluey, and the others. Guys, it really is a wonderful little community that we have, and I'm glad you're here to share it with me. I'm just want you to know that the reward for doing this is the people. Everything else has been nice, the expanded knowledge, all the gifts and models, but it's the community, the folks, it's you that make this worth doing. And I'll keep doing it as long as we're all having a good time. Well, that's what I got for right now. I felt you guys needed to know that. I don't know why. I suddenly just felt compelled that, you know what, I've been doing this all this time and I haven't turned around and said, thank you. Take care of yourselves, guys, and as always, model on.